Hi, everyone. I see so many faces I know and so many faces I don't know that I can't wait to get to meet. But tonight we are going to invite some of our senior managers on to talk. And every one of these senior managers is this close to VP. And so I really want them to share about themselves a little bit, tell how they found Transact Card or how it found them, and why they chose to take the leap. And it wasn't a hard leap for any of us really once we discovered what it really was. And I love one of our senior managers is going to talk tonight. She says, and I don't want to spoil it for her because she's probably going to use this, but I love the statement that she said, I know gold when I see it. And I love that. So tonight we will start with this amazing woman who is on Steve Yurjevich's brand community. We need to start using this language, right? She is in Steve Yurjevich's brand community, so and branch community. So I see we have a lot of people coming in still. We'll get those all in the room. But I'm going to pass this over. I will go ahead. Steve, do you want to do the edification here on this one, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah. Colette, will you give me co-host so I can mute some of these mics?
Yeah, I will do that. There you go. Yeah. Okay, Steve.
Hello.
Take it away.
Oh, that was great. I have some bows in that room.
We can mute.
Yep. Whoops, I just muted you, Steve. Come off mute again. Can you come off mute? Do I need to ask you to come off mute? Let's see. There you go.
All right, great. Great to see everybody on here. Thanks, Colette. Yeah, I'm going to introduce one of our amazing leaders that are part of the whole Transact Card community. Her name is Shannon Moran, and she has established a group, and they call themselves the Disruptors, and that's exactly what they are. They are absolutely on a tear. They're doing everything. I'm not going to spill the beans. They're doing everything and anything it takes to build, and they're popping like crazy. And I've known Shannon from another company, and we stayed in touch basically on social media, and I'll let Shannon take it from there. But she's an amazing leader, and I learn from her every day, and she'll attest that I even message her and get so excited to watch what her and her team are doing, and I love learning from them as well. So Shannon, if you can unmute yourself.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you for this opportunity because truthfully, I ignored you for way too long. So you guys, when you're getting like crickets for a while, I was one of Steve's crickets for a while before I said yes. And it had to be the right time for me. And that's where a lot of our prospects are, they may not message you back. Like I didn't watch the video and I didn't respond for a very long time until it was the right time that I needed something to work. And I finally watched the video. I think Steve actually commented on one of my posts. I was complaining about my job, and I had hit a breaking point. I'm burnout and tired of trading time for money, and there's never enough time and there's never enough money. And I posted something about being so done and so tired because I know what else is out there. And Steve commented and said, if you would just look at your messages from me. And so I did, and I watched the video, and literally that's what I said is I know gold when I see it. I knew that this would make money. I knew what we had our hands on. But, like a lot of people, I didn't have $495. This is a season where most of us are broke. And it was the craziest thing because I had worked 68 hours of work at my job that week, and my boss gave me salary, and I've been there for 3 years, and I never got an overtime bonus or anything in this whole time. But somehow on the day that I wanted to get the $25 membership for Transact, somehow my boss gave me a $500 overtime bonus. And when I asked her why, she said, because God told me that you needed it. So with that, I knew that I was supposed to be here, and I did not ask my husband. I did not do anything other than sign up. And I think I messaged Steve and I said, is this the link that I use or something? And got in and started posting on social media and just getting excited right then. But about me, so I have done network marketing before. In fact, I was raised around network marketing. Both of my grandmas, so I had a grandma that sold Mary Kay and a grandma that sold Avon. And so I was raised around this, and I was raised with the belief in what this could do. I saw them work from home. I saw all of that. And then my dad, when I was a teenager, got into a company, and he would drag me to these meetings on, I think they were Monday nights. And I remember sitting there and seeing this single mom on stage, and she was talking about how she made a full-time income from home at her kitchen table. This was before social media, obviously, and because I'm older than I look, but so no social media, but she was making a full-time income sitting at her kitchen table with her kids playing underneath the table. And I thought, that's what I want to do. I don't ever want to be anything but a mom that makes an income from home. And I started my first business when I was 18, and I just kind of continued through different companies, and I learned a lot from each company. I was not very successful with my first several, but I took so many things from that, and it grew me until finally I found the right company for me and ended up making millions of dollars with that company. So when, some people are like, well, I don't know why I'm not having success as quickly as you. I have put in a lot of time and a lot of hours into where I am now. It didn't just happen overnight as it looks like on social media. But Colette had asked me to tell you what we're doing differently than some other teams. And I would say that most of it is the belief. We still get hit with all of the naysayers and the people saying no, just like everyone else, but we just keep going. We know what we have. When you know what is gold and what's not, once you have gold, you're not going to let go of it. And so nothing that anyone else says to us is going to make us stop this, because we know what we have our hands on. That vision and that belief is crucial. And I think that it's belief and consistency. And so I heard a saying one time that action creates passion, and passion causes action. And so it's like a cycle. So when you're passionate about something, then you want to work it. But when you don't want to work it and you do anyway, you become passionate about it. And so every single day we're getting out and we're working this like a business. When you work a business like a business, it will pay like a business. And this is, even though we have full-time jobs and we have other things in life, I have 4 kids, so I'm busy just like everyone else, but we still set the time, whether that's an hour a day or 20 minutes a day, and we're intentional with that time. And I tell my team all the time, it's okay if you don't make a sale today, but did you at least put the open sign out? Did you at least say, hey, here's my business, and see if anyone will come on and talk to you about that? If you're sending out the messages and you're making the posts and you're doing the meetings, then the right people will see that. And when it's the right time for them, they will come on. I try to post every single day. And then I message the video. I follow the system that ZTEAM teaches, message, send the video, follow up, exactly word for word what Steve does is what I do. I have a few more hey y'alls in there than he does probably, because Southerners and those Northern folks are a little bit different in how we talk. But I do the same exact thing that he does, and it works. What systems we have in place actually work. And then we're also starting to do meetings, because what we're seeing is if we invite people to meetings, our team is growing every single time. And so I've started doing them, and then my leaders have started doing them. And it's so cool because when we know that there's a meeting going on, I can log into the back office and I can literally see growth within those teams. So it's just, we're not doing anything different other than it's an overview in person. Even if we have to play the video because we're too scared to do it, we're getting people there and we're creating that action and passion cycle. And that's it. That's all we're doing.
Fantastic, Shannon. Thank you so much for that. I love the comment that you made about, you treat this like big business. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make in this business, is treating it like small business. And so I love that you pointed that out, because you have so much going on, in your life, and the fact that we all do, right? And that's why I love for everybody else to be able to share, not just me talking all the time. I'd much rather bring on other leaders and let them share that, about what they are working, how it's working for them, because everybody has something going on in their life. Something's going on. And it's just incredible to hear you say you have 4 kids, you're working a full-time job. And how incredible is that your boss gave you that $400, $500. I mean, how amazing is that? Right at the right time. Interesting, isn't it? She put that thought out there. She put that prayer out there, whatever, and it came to her. So I really, really love that. And I appreciate you so much for coming on and sharing tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Now, next, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to pass this over to Annabelle Restrepo to bring on our next. She has 2 of them tonight that she's going to bring on. So go ahead and you make a pick who you want to go first.
I just did. Oh my God. I have the honor to introduce a power couple. Oh my God. I've known these 2 beautiful human beings for over a decade now. Worked very closely with them. They are family to me. I love their 3 beautiful children. They're soon to be grandparents, but they're just amazing, driven human beings. I mean, I'd be here all night, really, but they're fun, they're witty, they're going past the top with this opportunity. I'm so proud of them. They just opened up an office. They live in Florida. They were near and dear to me when they were in California. And oh my God, cause-driven, heart-driven, centered. Just, you're gonna see, Yenny is a social butterfly, and Tomas just keeps the balance in that family, and I just love them to pieces. Yenny's like a little sister to me. She always says, Annabelle, when I grow up, I want to be like you, and it always just touches my heart. And we're running with this, and I think one of the biggest success is we follow the system. So we're very system driven, and the system works. So we peak, pass, present, and we are excited, we edify, and we are exclusive. So with that, Yenny and Tomas, take it.
Thank you so much, Annabelle.
Thank you, Annabelle. Wow.
Yeah.
Those words really, really mean a lot to us.
Yeah, so I'm Tomas Lopez. We live here in Sarasota, Florida. We've been here 9 years now, moved from California. We were, in a business with Annabelle before. And, when we moved here, we had to start all over. And the business we were in before, we kind of kept that going for a little bit of time, but we fall away. We have 3 kids, 4 now, because my daughter-in-law to be is living with us. So like Annabelle was saying, we are going to be grandparents in 2 months. So yeah, life is a little different now. And so when we moved here, like I said, we started all over. We've met a ton of beautiful people. Everywhere we go, we meet wonderful people because of my wife. She can talk to anybody, and everybody loves her. If she helps anybody, they want to hire her. And they don't want her to ever let her go anywhere else. So that's a real big problem. So recently we had to, say to her, you've got to quit these jobs. We've got just a little part-time thing for her because we are building a team, and we're super excited about supporting them with this very simple system that we use. And we are keeping it systematized. And I think the tendency for a lot of people is to strike out on their own, right? This is a business, it's our own business, but we have this team, this amazing support team. And if we follow, the leadership, we're going to have the success that our leaders are having. There's just no way around that. And so we're doing everything we can now to support the team. So initially, I'm going to let Yenny kind of tell the whole story about how we got started and why we're so excited about this. But Annabelle came to me really early in May sometime, and I looked at it immediately, and I saw it immediately, but there was very little there, right? There was a like a video of an interview, basically, of the founders, and that's what I saw, and immediately, well, it's hard for me to even talk about them because it touched me so much, but I knew this is where we had to be. I'm like,
Well, Tomas, hi, I'm Yenny, and I am Mexican. I have been here in the United States for 38 years, and I just love the fact that we have an opportunity to work from home. I have been a stay-at-home mom and helping and supporting my husband with our business, which is remodeling. But I'm the type of person that I want more than that. And I had always tried my best to bring another source of income to help him to release him. So he has been always been my when they said what your dream, what's your purpose, what's your why, what's your why, and it has been the fact that Tomas won't have to work so hard and so much. And so that's what I like, this opportunity that is called relationship marketing. Bottom line is because you meet so many amazing people and you always learn something new from each one of them. So, but now my big why is definitely my grandchildren. The fact that we're going to be grandparents for the first time in February, and the fact that we have a gold mine in our hands, and the opportunity for me to be at home and babysit my baby, that means so much to me, because my son is only 17 years old, and they need to continue with school, they need to continue with education. But what an incredible opportunity we have right now, that from me being in front of a computer and using my cell phone, reaching out to hundreds and thousands of people that might be in the same situation that I am right now, looking for an opportunity to stay at home, to take care of their children, or perhaps their grandchildren, right? So I know this was introduced to Tomas at the beginning of May, June, and I just kind of let him know, you know what? It's about a bank. You're the one that manage all the money. I don't know anything about banking. I don't know anything about franchise. You take care of that. And months went by, they went on vacation and came back to California in August. And I noticed that he was using this card wherever we go. And I said, wait a minute. It's time for you to tell me what exactly is this. I want to know more. He goes, I'm not going to tell you anything. We're going to go to see the owners of the company who are coming on August 16 here in Orlando. And I want you to see it with your own eyes. I said, okay, fine, let's go. So we went there. We were there the whole day at this hotel. And when I come out, I tell him, oh my God, Tomas, why you haven't told me about this? And he goes, you were not interested. And it's true. It wasn't my time, right? So I said, oh, no. You have no idea what we have in our hands. I couldn't sleep that night. I did extra side jobs so I can make my extra $495 and buy my franchise. So I buy my franchise September 2nd. And ever since then, just using the simple system that we have, it had to work with us. All we do is just make a phone call, pick Curiosity, and connect them through a Zoom with our leaders, with Colette, with Annabelle, and with the rest of our leaders. And that had worked with us tremendously. And so definitely, I truly believe in a system because it works for us as a favor for us. But bottom line, people can hear in your voice, people can see when they're looking at you doing a Zoom that you are transparent, that you are how would you call it, that you are passionate about this, so that passionate about this project. And that's what really people wants to see, that you're not trying to convince them to do something different or trying to sell them something. And so we have been using the system and connecting everybody. I'm very, very happy that one more time we get to work with Annabelle, we get to work with Colette, we get to work with Michael, and continue learning from these leaders, especially from our mentor. I'm just very blessed, very lucky, very fortunate, because I was looking for something, not really what, because I knew that that the baby was coming and I needed to work from home and to do something different. And God heard my prayers, and it just came. And since then, we just has been inviting people to listen to this new opportunity.
Yeah.
Want to add something to that?
I just wanted to, one last thing is that we've got some brand new, well, a few people on our team that are here for the first time. So I'm really excited for them to hear us, because they're going to see us a lot more on the business launches that we're going to do for them, and to hear from Colette and Annabelle and this amazing team that this is our family. All of us here are family, and we're all here to support and lift each other, because, rising tide lifts all boats, right? And that's what we're here to do. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
I love that. Thank you guys so much. And I'm just grateful to have you on the team and be working with you again too. And they're so right. Yenny is so right. I remember it like it was yesterday when Annabelle and I took this to Thomas and Yenny was doing something else. She did not want to pay attention to what we had to put in front of her. It was not her time. And that's a huge lesson for us all, because sometimes it just isn't ready for us to hear. So don't give up on those people that you've gone to. It just might not be their time, and just be patient with them. So thank you guys so much. And I love what they said too. They echoed what Shannon said. They're following the system. It is all about duplication, and it is a very, very simple system. If you choose to open your mind and believe, it will work. A lot of us want to close our minds to that. I don't want to I can't do the three-way call. I cannot tell people that they're going to be on with someone else. They know me. They don't know that person. Just trust the system. Learn from other people how they go about doing it. It's just a few simple words, and you can do this, and it becomes like clockwork. As soon as you start doing it, it becomes a habit. So thank you guys so much for coming on tonight. I really appreciate you, and we'll be having you on more. Just be ready. All right, so I'm going to pass this back once again to Annabelle and ask her to introduce her next senior manager for me.
Wow, do I have a story about this amazing leader? And then now I call it sis, actually, because we are family. So this is an incredible story, okay? I needed a service for my home. And I had talked to several people. I knew the company that I wanted to use for the service that I needed, and I reached out. As a matter of fact, one of the persons that I reach out is a dear friend of mine, okay? Yet, for some reason, she wanted me to do what she wanted me to do, and I had a timetable, and I really go by my heart. So I just said, we can still be friends, but I'm going to put this to the side. Then I interviewed a gentleman for this service that I needed, and it fell short on the people connection. So remember, us as leaders, we're also a consumer, right? So here I was one day, strolling on social media, was not thinking about it. Obviously, I attracted it because I've been thinking, I need this for my home. I need this type of protection for my home. And all of a sudden, you guys, there was a green banner like this, okay, for that company. But it didn't have, a picture. So I just went with the green because I'm like, I'm transact. This is something from the divine. So I clicked and said, learn more, and like that. And I got an email immediately. I responded to the email, and I get this name, Suzanne Kitchens. And I said, okay, well, maybe 3 is a charm. So we connect. And this lovely woman that is right by my side was ready to present to me. And I said, hold it. I said, this is going to be probably a series of appointments. I said, because I have to see if I can trust you. Those were my exact words. Whatever she was doing, she put down and she said, we can do that. And I said, okay. And over a series, I think it was 2 or 3 appointments, the connection happened. And all along, obviously, after she did all, what she needed to do, and she did an amazing job, she said to me, there is an opportunity here. And I said, oh, but I don't think that I'd be able to do that. I have something that, I do. But anyway, that's how I met that. So why I tell you that story, what do you guys need? Meeting new people is a spice of life. So think of something that you may need, some service. And usually if they're very professional, then why cannot you have the connection to tell them about what you do? So anyway, Suzanne is amazing. Heart Center, she's a numbers gal. I love that about that. So very knowledgeable, very emerald. Okay. I do a lot of the personality, and but she's fun, she's witty, she's heart center, and this girl's going to the top, and she's tippy toeing on VP. So with that, Suzanne Kitchen, take it away.
Sis, I'm about to cry. Thank you so much. I know. I'm telling you all, when we first met, literally we talked. We must have talked for, usually I do about an hour for my sessions, and for 40 minutes easily, we just talked. And by the end of that time, we were calling each other sis. We were texting each other. It was like, this is the most incredible. And it was all about the relationship. And that's what she told me. We had 2 or 3 more meetings, and that's when she said, I love what you do. But I can't really get involved. I have something very important. I could tell it was her purpose and her passion, but she didn't tell me right away. And I respect that now, but it was hard because it was like, I want to know what you're doing. But if you know Annabelle, she wants to get to know you. She's not going to waste your time, and she's not going to waste her time. So I felt like it was sort of, interviewing me. Like, if she's bringing me to the team, to this team, she wants to make sure of who I am before she brings me to the family. Okay. And because I remember I said something to Colette, like, oh my God, the moment she told me, I'm like, I'm in, this is what I do. This is how I help people, and hand in glove. So my sis is incredible. And, we've been praying with you, and know that you've dealt with a lot. And I want to thank Colette. Now, I wasn't right away. I didn't jump on the system. There were some people on my team, and they had invited some other people, and so they didn't really get into that system. And I'm going to ask Tommy. I think Tommy's on as well tonight, and I want to introduce you all, because I know Tommy. I know of Tommy, but somebody else on my team invited him, and I couldn't understand, like, why is he not like getting started? What's the holdup? He wasn't part of the system. I had not introduced him to that. And I remember one day when I was talking to him, and I'll tell you all, the communication is the key to your success, right? And one day I invited him on a Zoom, and that's when you met Colette, correct? Can you unmute yourself? And he that was it. That was it. Go ahead and share what you told me about being on a Zoom and having that presentation.
Yeah, thank you. You're a wonderful, special lady. I had to see, and when I met Colette, it totally changed my thoughts about this, and I'm so excited about what's going on. I've done this relationship marketing a couple of times in my life, and the first time not so much success, but a lot of knowledge with the Amway Corporation over 30 years ago. And I learned so much. It was amazing. I'm thankful. I have total respect for what they do. But I was part of another organization starting 18 years ago, and it was amazing. I had a great success with them. I actually, when my daughter was in college, I put her in the business and built the business for her because she was busy, and had a great amount of success with that company. And that was good for 10 or 12 years, made some good money. And then they sold off to another company, so on and so forth. But I loved the business. I was in the hunt back in the days, drove a lot of miles, thousands of miles, doing meetings for people anywhere from 2 or 3 people to 300 or 400 people. And it was amazing. I loved it. It was great. But when they sold off, things changed, and so on and so forth. But I still love the business, and I love Suzanne. She's a personal friend of mine, and I absolutely, totally trust her. And when we talk several times a day now, and it's almost like we're accountability partners, which I think is really important because it's not that she fusses at me if I don't do something. Not at all. It's not like that. It's just like I want her to know that I'm in the hunt with her. I encourage her. She encourages me. And I think that's so important to have someone that you can trust to tell things to. And so I'm so thankful for her, Paulette. I've met her on face-to-face on the Zoom, not in person yet, but I will. And it's just like Aaron Whittier last night, we talked on the Zoom, and it was amazing. He's an amazing guy. I know he's going to help me build a business. And I absolutely have even though I'm an old, maybe the oldest guy on the thing tonight, but I have total faith that I will be at the top of this organization with Suzanne's help, with Colette's help. But just trust your upline. Find someone that's actually building the business, and put your faith in them, and believe it's going to happen. And the young lady that started off tonight said that something divine happened. And I'll just give you maybe 2 short examples, but I sponsored somebody in business about 2 weeks ago, and a very successful business owner. And I went to see him the other day, and he said, well, it's not quite right. Maybe I should have waited until after the first of the year. And I said, well, I understand, but I said, do you know so-and-so? And he said, oh, yes, I do. He's one of my clients. And I said, well, I met him a couple of weeks ago when I was leaving your place of business. And we talked, and I said, I was thinking of calling him and inviting him to take a look at the Transact business. And if so, he needs to be in your business. He said, oh, really? Well, that would be great. So he was excited about that. And so I left his office, the service he provided me, and I left his office, and I was walking down the corridor and about to make a left to go down the stairs. And as I was about to make a left to go down the stairs, this young man got to the top of the stairs just as I was about to go down the stairs, and we almost ran into each other. And it's amazing, that young man was the young man that I said I was going to talk to about putting into Michael's business. And the young man looked at me, he said, "Oh my gosh, hey, how are you? It's good to see you." And ironically, he was going to see Michael. And I think that was absolutely a divine appointment right there, if you will, a God thing. And one more example, then I'll get off of here. I know you're tired of looking at an old guy. Let's get Arian Whittier up there. Okay. He's young. And but so today, you know, I know some people that have been very successful in this business. So on my list, but I've been putting it off for a few weeks, and I thought, well, what have I got to lose? I have absolutely nothing to lose and absolutely everything to gain. So I called a gentleman. I called him and left him a voicemail, and he is, I won't mention any names or any companies, but he is at the very pinnacle at the top of another relationship marketing company and makes millions of dollars a year. And I left him a message, and about 15 or 20 minutes later, he called me, and we talked for 45 minutes. And he had seen a video that somebody had sent him a few months ago. But he says, I didn't quite understand it. But so I just kind of stopped investigating it, but I thought it was interesting, but I hadn't followed up on it. And he says, "But Tommy, I trust you. I know you, and tell me what you know." And after 45 minutes, he is looking at a video tonight of Colette that was done a couple of days ago with Aaron. And he's looking at it tonight, and he's going to get back with me tomorrow. And he could absolutely be at the top of the Transact organization in a very short time, because he knows what it takes to do this. So you just never know. So please don't be afraid to, it's so hard for us to get out of our comfort zone and call somebody that we may be intimidated by, but just don't, because they're people. They put their pants on every day, just like you do. Okay. So be encouraged by that, and make the call you're afraid to make. Okay. Love you guys.
Thank you, Tommy. That was one of the things he said today, was our team, of course, we're all the team, but the difference is that Tommy just talks to people. He makes that phone call, where some of us are like, got our list, we spend all day, but we never do the action. So again, Tommy and I love it, because I don't have to call him and see how he's doing. He's always calling me and saying, "Hey, this is who I met today. This is the call I made today." So we are accountability partners. And Annabelle, we talked so much all the time. So get ready. We're going to be back on the horn again. So
Okay.
Annabelle, Colette, this whole team, thank you so much. We love you.
Can I say one more thing?
Just one.
One thing that's hard. I want to meet Annabelle.
You will.
Okay.
You will. Back to you.
You two are amazing. I love that Suzanne took that opportunity to pass that on to Tommy and do a teaching moment right there. She just passed it on, shoved him out of the nest a little bit right there, and had him teach us, you guys. I thought that was fantastic. Thank you so much, Tommy, for being a good sport and taking on that. You never know. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what they may or may not say. He is the second person, Tommy is the second person within a week that went to someone who had heard about this many times, but that person they heard it from, different people, did not finish the presentation. So I want you to hear that really, really loud and clear, because it is a must. and of course, you're not the one who's supposed to deliver the presentation, right? You're supposed to put them in front of something or someone, and that will do wonders for you. I think it's just incredible that he just taught that, because I just went through that with someone else. So never prejudge. Those who you think will, won't. Those who you think won't, will. Huge power quote here on the team. So you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the call at 7:11. It just turned to 7:11. Next week, we'll have some more great leaders with more golden nuggets for you, but I never really like to go over that 45-minute mark. I just think that that's enough time to spend on a call. But I do also want to bring up the fact of, tonight we're going to get an email from the company with a short clip of a video, okay, from today's corporate call. There was a lot of stuff that was, it went way over what the number that they wanted to. They had the presidents on, everybody, well, two of the presidents, Randy Schrader and Larry Lane, came on and asked questions. They were able to ask questions, but Eric Allen was not able to be on. But those questions went really long, and the company wanted to keep it a little bit shorter than that. So they're editing a lot of it out, not, the questions, but just shortening everything. So we will get that probably tomorrow, the full length version of it. But in tonight's email, they will announce the bank, and they will announce what type of card we'll be having. So great things coming. I've heard from Larry Lane that it is all good news. He's very excited, and he says everyone will be very, very happy with the news. So I wanted to share that with you. I also want to share with you that it is imperative that we all go out and get our TCMs. I used to end all of the calls way back when most of the faces that are on the screen weren't even with us. I ended every single call. This system will not work unless we have customers and we have all of us swiping the card. The card is the most important part of this whole company, the way it goes round and around and around. So make sure you get those 3 TCMs so that you're qualified, and make sure that all your people get their 3 TCMs and more, because that is going to be the heartbeat of this company. That's what we're trying to do, is reach out to those people who need to stretch their dollars to the end of the month. So make sure you don't hold this too tight to your chest, because someone else is going to share with those customers instead of you if you don't. So thank you guys all so much for coming on tonight, and we will see you.
Colette,
yeah.
Colette, did you see Nicole had a question? Would you address Nicole, Annabelle, or Colette? Would you address her question, please?
That's what I was going to ask Colette, that there was a question. Actually, Tommy should answer it.
Well, let's see. Thanks, Tommy, sharing. Say to people. Okay. Tommy, did you want to answer it? Because I've been working with Nicole on Messenger too, on things that she should and shouldn't say. But go ahead, Tommy, if you have something to add to that.
It is so funny. And maybe Nicole might give me a little bit more information, but so funny that she said that, because I shared this with a friend last week. He looked at a video of Colette, and I don't remember who exactly, but he wants to get a Transact card. And so today we talked, and he's going to Houston tomorrow. I live in Dallas-Fort Worth. He's going to Houston tomorrow and going on a cruise for 3 or 4 days. And he says, I want the Transact card, but I don't want to build a business. I said, that's fine. And he said, but my children might want to. I said, okay, that's great. Rick, whatever you do, don't explain it to them. Don't tell them about it. Just get them to watch the video that I sent you. So about an hour later, he sent me an email, and I'm just going to read you part of it. It's really funny if you think about it. But so this is what he says, and this is addressed to his son and daughter. And it says, guys, not sure how you feel about pyramid selling. Is that not funny? But this appears to be a real opportunity. This company is just getting started and will offer some significant financial gain opportunities. That's how his email started. And I told him, don't do that, Rick. But he did. But that's okay, because we can answer that. So Nicole, what if you want to chime in, what is your question that I can answer, if I can?
it might be about piquing an interest. Just, you know, that would be my suggestion when you're talking to someone is just catch up with them. Hey, how are you doing? What's been going on? And when you hear what's been going on with them, then that can lead to, oh, you know, piquing their interest and setting up a time where you could visit later. But again,
Sure.
not so much shoving the business down their throat, as Annabelle always taught me. It's like just spending time getting the rapport, catching up with one another.
That's very important. Like the gentleman that I talked to this afternoon, that is basically at the top of another network marketing company. We talked for 15 minutes about family. Hey, how's it been? How's your daughter? How's your son? How's your wife? And then I said, hey, you know, I'm going to throw something at you. Oh, but anyway, he said, Tommy, I know you, I trust you. I will look at whatever you say. And he did. So tonight, he is going to look at Colette and I'm sorry, Aaron. And he's going to call me tomorrow. But what I typically say, Nicole, is, you know, after I chit chat with someone for just not very long necessarily, but I say, well, listen, I'm actually involved right now. I'm very busy. I'm actually involved in helping launch a new banking platform. And that's what I say. And they have to come back to that. And they usually do. And they say, well, what do you mean? And I said, okay, I'm going to mess this up. If I even try to tell you, I'm going to send you a link. I want you to watch what these people tell you because they're the expert. I'm not. And if they said, well, tell me, I said, no, I'll mess it up. I don't even know what I'm talking about. You just watch. And they will. Mm-hmm. So don't, if you say something, you're going to mess it up. Give it to the leaders.
Yep.
Thank you so much for that, Tommy. That's so true. You know, a lot of times we want to talk. I'm guilty. I'm right there. I'm guilty. I literally want to just share it with people and tell them. And it was a lot of work for me to adjust my way of thinking. It's not because I don't know, you know, what I have in my hands. It's just that those people know me and they need to hear it from someone else. It's just a weird psychology thing. So you just got to get out of your own way and realize it's not talking very much, just pique their interest and then put something in front of them or someone in front of them. And you'll have success.
Yeah.
So, awesome, you guys. Thank you all so much, Tomas and Yenny. Thank you, Suzanne, and thank you, Shannon. I appreciate your guys' input and all your golden nuggets that you shared with all of us. And we will have more where that came from next week. So we'll see you on Saturday's call and watch for that email and watch for that video for tomorrow. Yay. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Everyone.